Yeah, wet and shitty. So this is the process I'm going through. I'm gonna start putting this thing together. So I got my fluid, so I can basically lube everything up, all my gears and stuff, and basically just had a coffee. But now I just installed my 3/4 billet keys. So these are the old ones that I broke. You guys can see they're cracked. So the upgraded ones are already in there with the heavy duty springs. So pretty excited for that. You guys can see without this guy, I'm gonna hold him here. Show you guys real quick. But she's working, right? So it's 3/4. So that's together. I'm gonna lube everything up, clean this whole thing up, clean this stack, get everything all re-cleaned, get everything all lubed, and that's our carbon blocker ring. You can see how good it works because it's turning, right? So that's still good. And yeah, so when you guys do this, what I did, I just used an elastic band. So when you have this slider off, you'll actually install the keys this way. So that goes in like this. Is the opposite way of you would think. So this actually fits in there. Well, it's the opposite way because the key sits on the back side of here and usually sits in this groove. But with these billet keys, you can see they want you to set it on the edge, and then it comes around and it goes on the edge. So this is, you can tell how tight the spring is. Once everything's together, it'll actually move like it's supposed to, right? So yeah, when you install these, you need to have this tongue groove in here or you'll end up binding it up. So you got to make sure both sides has that groove. It takes so long because it's a lengthy process. Double this guy up, maybe it'll help us a little more instead of fighting it. So again, groove on groove here, groove to groove. Let's straighten these guys out, straighten that guy out. Yeah, buddy. I'm gonna set that guy in there, just like so. That seems a little better. So you line up your marks on the bottom. You turn this guy here. Line this guy up here. These keys really don't sit that well. And this guy here, push him down. Should go like that, boys. Ah, you can see that wants to hold a lot better. Maybe I'll even roll it down a little just so I can get started here. Under the stubby. Under the stubby, under the stubby. Okay. So again, up. And then we need our marks. So our marks are just like that. So we're gonna go. That boys.
What are you doing this weekend?
No, I was gonna try to get my car together, but hard to say. What are you doing?
I'm gonna go to the camp and I have to unload that truck.
Yeah.
I had to work all weekend.
Sounds fun.
And I'm gonna go home and they're gonna follow me outside and drop my car off.
Were you dropping it off?
You
No.
hungry?
No, not yet. Coffee. Oh, there she is. Look, boom. Boom. Just like that. See that, Bo? I can't shift it in gear though for you though, because it'll pop the keys out. But first time rebuilding one of these.
I didn't know what to do.
They took it apart. These all fork pads sit all in here. Huh? But I gotta get a new throw out there. So.
What? What did you say?
I asked him if he's ready. I gotta get my purse, I said.
Okay, I'm gonna head out, Carl.
Okay,
Have a good
love ya. Have a good day.
day.
You know, there's a whole bunch of stuff I'm supposed to be taking, but we can only do one thing at a time.
Okay, boys. So, make sure our spring's good. Spring's good, spring's good. Spring's in the center. So if you see here, you hook this little tab in the stock ones. So the aftermarket ones for 3.4, it's got the two tabs on the sides, right? Now it's on, we can just slowly open it and walk it the rest of the way. Right? Readjust. Boom. Fell right into place there, boys. Look at that. Literally right in the groove. So that's what we were looking for. So I knew something was up. And I'm going to pull that snap ring back off. But if I would have just put it together that way, we would have been in for some trouble. So just going to look for a little punch tool. Definitely got one right here. Not a little punch tool, it's a big punch tool. Gonna give that a couple whacks. Give it a walk too, maybe. Okay. You guys can see that's. Just want to make sure that's in there because that holds that whole assembly all together, right? So, next step, boys. Look at that. Look at that. That's doing its freaking job right there, boys. Starting to get excited. So, now, we're going to lube a little bit of this up here. We're just going to coat this all on here. It won't hurt. You're not going to hurt nothing. If anything, you're going to help it out once you start starting it and moving it and driving it. So we're gonna make a mess, obviously, but that's okay. So next thing's next, guys. You got your needle bearings. So you're gonna want to just drop this on. So check it out. Everything looks good. They're the same both ways. So I'm literally just gonna dip that in there like that. Let it do its thing here real quick. Slip that girl right on, right? So it might take a second to get it on. You kind of got to work it. She should fall on by itself. Hold on here. Trying to do two things at once. You got to go on straight. So it won't go on unless it's straight. Just like that. Okay? Simple as that. Now, these are like a dog setup. So this is what I want to put in my hatch. Basically like a dog gear. And I like to have straight cut, right? So you guys can see the teeth are not too bad on it whatsoever. so that'll be fine for us. That's just for your oil galley, so you can get oil to the needle bearings. And you need to set these dog cogs on these. So we're just going to slide this girl over. Okay. Feel your dogs. It'll be just like that. Okay. So we're going to slide that in. Just like that, boys. So it's like that. Alright guys, so this thing's coming out pretty good. I got the stacks in, so everything's lubed up, everything's together. I got a new seal here because there was no rubber seal on it. Just lightly packed the bearings, fluid on everything. So when you put these shift forks in, look at those brass pads, dope. Steel fork, brass pads, mint. But when you put these in, you're gonna have these two locking holes right here. So you guys can see here. That's one, that's your guide pin. So that's what's gonna hold this shaft. So the one here, this pin here, your bolt's gonna go in like this, straight here, and hold the shaft. So I marked it with yellow, so when I put the case on, I'm gonna be able to tell real easy that I'm in the right spot. And if I gotta jiggle this around or whatever I gotta do, I can line it up. Same with this side. It's kinda hard to see here. Let me turn this thing. Hold on a sec, boys. Bear with me. So you guys see here, I marked this one too, yellow in the center. So this guide pin here on the left is going to go in here. The one on the right is going to go here. So when I look at it like this, through the casing, we're going to be good. So right now I have it in fourth. They told me it's easier just to put it in fourth. So that's where it is right now. So you got reverse is the back one, fifth, sixth, fourth, third, first, and second. That's how this transmission works. So I'm pretty excited to get this thing back together. I do know my shims are good, so I'm going to seal this up before. Normally that's the last step because then you got to check your shims and your preload and stuff. But I know this tranny was gone through before at a local shop. So and it doesn't have very many miles on it. Just I was too hard on it in the burnout box, and that's why I ended up hurting it. So yeah, I'm gonna get some right stuff on this all the way around, clean up the other side of the case, and I'm gonna slide this on. I'll show you guys how to do that. You do have to put in your shift piece. So that's my new spring, my new ball, and then we gotta have this guy in. And then this is gonna sit here. So you have to put this on the case all at the same time. So this is gonna have to go like this on at the same time. It'll be in here, and you gotta shuffle that case on without losing the spring and ball, because this ball is gonna sit in here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's gonna be there, right? T56 rebuild, boys. Super stoked. This thing's gonna be a ripper. I can't wait, boys. Maybe give this guy a little more grease. Can't hurt. Okay. So we're gonna go 4. The spring on the ball is really hard to hold. That's why they say you get 2 guys, but I have to move you guys over some more. Okay, so Boom, boys. We just take our time. Make sure you guys can see this. Okay. So we're in our shaft. Cluster gears there. So have to okay, we're gonna take this roll pin. I got my 2 dowels in for the shift forks. I got my 1 dowel up top for my shift selector, and I got 2 bolts started on each side. I just lifted it up little by little, got the bolts started, and basically got this thing to lay on its side now, so I put the rest of the bolts in. We're gonna get these torqued down, and then we're gonna see if it'll actually go into gear. It should, because everything kind of went together well. So I'm assuming it's gonna be alright, boys. Hopefully. It's like plus 35 here today, it's supposed to feel like 40 something. So not the most ideal day to build a tranny, but I want to get it done. I want to get the car together, so then we can go out and do some pulls. We can go drifting. I'm gonna have the hydraulic e-brake, the racing wheel, a couple odds and ends. Alright, boys, I'm super stoked. This is my first T56 rebuild, so nothing like laying everything out as you go, right? So I just got this thing all back together, got everything torqued down in the front, everything's here. So what they tell you to do before you beat your roll pin in, you want to make sure it goes in all the gears. So right now, you can see it's in neutral, right? We're not spinning the shaft, right? So the shaft will be spinning, and it'll be spinning that counter shaft in there. You can hear it. So what you want to do is put something down inside, just as long as the shaft, and then you want to make sure it goes in gear. So right now I have it in first. Yeah, I might as well just show you guys that it's working. So if you want to go to first, you got to go left, forward, right? So left. So I got my side to side movement. That's what they tell you to check. So that's reverse there. Okay, so we're going to go into first. That's first. So you can see, now the tail shaft is spinning, right? So we're going to go to second. That's second. Okay, we're going to go third, neutral, third, and then we'll go neutral again, and we got fourth. So she's a ripper, boys. She's a fucking ripper. I'm stoked. So if anybody ever needs their T56 rebuilt, hit me up. You guys can watch this. You can do it yourself. I mean, it's not that hard. It's just you can't be scared to do things. So the clearances matter on everything. So I just went over all of it to make sure everything was good, and everything seems fine. So right now we're back in neutral. Right, we're back in neutral. Yeah, we're in neutral there. So you can see there, right? So she's good to go. I'm gonna put this bitch pin in, and yeah, you guys can see what we're working with here. So like I said, you want to go first, you go there and forward. That's first, just because it's so dry right now. Everything's got to spin. Second, neutral. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna put our little pin in. So I'm gonna pull this guy out. We're still lined up. This is our little pin, so you can't be shy on it. You'll see here in a sec. So now that we know that's all good, I'm gonna just go like this and tap this guy in so it's flush. Boom. Just like that, boys. So that's all you have to do, and then now it's in gear. So your shifter sits on the end back here, right? It'll sit here. This will be your little guy here. That's a little pin here, right? So that'll sit up in here like this. Okay? And then this is the new brass piece I got. So I didn't have this isolator cut before. So I'm going to have to freeze that and probably heat this, and I'll get this brass piece pushed in. Oh no, well, she's perfect fit, I guess. So it'd be like that. You guys can hear the difference in the tone, right? So that's gonna go on there just like that, and I can't wait to feel how this thing feels, guys. I'm gonna be friggin' tripping. So there, that's her. So I'm gonna stand this thing back up, guys, and then I'll show you how to rebuild the rest of it. Oh yeah, she's a ripper, yeah. First, second, neutral, third, fourth. We still gotta put fifth and sixth reverse on the back half. You guys can see there. But I'm stoked, boys. This thing's gonna be a ripper. Oh yeah. So boys, I just had to press this on because so basically, let me explain. So when you can just take yours apart and pull this right off, it means that you're running in fifth and sixth way too often, and it's basically riding on all this. So you'll get a real vibration once this shaft's wore out some. So they'll actually have to TIG weld it and then turn it back down on a lathe, and they usually go a couple thou over stock. So then it's a nice tight press fit. So that's what I just had to do. I basically made a piece to press it down, and then I just heated it up, helped it on its way, and you can tell at the bottom it's all the way down. And then you'll see here what we got here. We got the fork will sit there actually like this. So that fork will actually sit there, so you can see you have this much here, you have that much there. So that's the reverse fork. So next thing to do is right here, guys. I'm gonna turn you back my way a little bit. Next thing to do is you'll have this here. So this is basically your fifth and sixth. So this is what runs that, and you can see here I got this on, so I double wrap my band there. And a lot of guys too, this spacer, when you put it on, make sure it goes, because this is going to sit like this, so make sure this goes at the top, it's not the bottom. So it'll actually be like this, because a lot of guys will put it like this. So put it like that. And I'm just showing you guys upside down right now because it's a lot easier. So tang to tang, basically. You can see it right there. Little tang to tang. So I'm going to install the new shift keys that I ordered, and I'll show you how to do that. You basically slip this guy. Alright guys, so today was a real good day. We got the training together. It's all sealed up. Everything is checked out. You guys can see here, basically we got the fifth and sixth, and then the reverse is there. I got the brass pads for the whole training, remember, so that's awesome. I just have to assemble the top half, but I have the cluster gears in there. Everything's all in there. The new fork here is in there. The steel fork down on the bottom. I did have to press this one back on, so I heated it up, made my own press, and got that back on. She goes through all the gears, everything turns really good. You guys can see I lubed up everything real well, and you can see everything's turning real good. If I hold the shaft on the bottom, it's in neutral, and you guys can see right there it is in fact in neutral. So yeah, I'm pretty stoked for this one, guys. I basically just have to get this over, slide that over, and then this here, we're gonna whip these two. Those are gonna go in the box with the spare parts. And this here with the needle bearing will sit on top of this. So I just have to put that assembly back together, but I am actually going to wait because I have a new one of these, an OEM one, coming Monday, and a new line. So I'm going to show you how to do the mod on the line. You got to do a 1/8 drill bit and drill the braided line because it actually has a reducer for the back pressure. So that's most of the problem. So you can have the best tranny, you can have the best T56, and if you got a bad slave or clutch or master or anything, it's gonna throw it off. So I'll show you guys how to do that upgrade. I want to do it with mine, and like I said, I also ordered a new clutch master, the slave, and everything. So we're gonna basically be rocking here soon. But for the reverse also, there's a mod you can do. These T56s from factory, they basically don't even, the reverse doesn't go up all the way. So that's why it eats the teeth. So if you guys didn't know, you see this little locking ring here? Those 3 little tabs basically keep it from reverse being able to actually go the other way, right? So if you did have better ones on this side, you could actually take this lock piece out, flip it around, and it's going to work. It's the same exact thing. So that's what a lot of guys do, like in the drag and drift community, and that way you don't have to buy a new slider, right? So I'm going to show you guys basically how to make this thing fully engaged, so when it comes up on reverse, it actually engages all the teeth. So even there, you can tell it doesn't fully go all the way. Even though those teeth are still good, it doesn't go all the way. So I'm going to show you guys how to do that. So like, subscribe, share. I'm going home for a barbecue with the wife, and I'll see you guys Monday.